Hello. So it seems lately that the popular thing to do is to brag about how lazy you are on the internet. So for some reason, this is something that's constantly applauded. You can't be lazy your whole life though. So at some point you have to turn off Netflix and get something done. In an effort to help those who want to get up and do something great with their life, here are 5 things to try when you find yourself feeling lazy. So the first one is to focus on just 1 or 2 things. So most of the time, laziness is a product of having a full plate and not having any idea where to start. So when you try to tackle everything all at once, it's hard to not feel like you're overwhelmed, and it's hard to focus. So if you can focus on 1 or 2 things at a time, it's easier to get motivated and not feel so overwhelmed. So once you found the strength to get up and finish one thing, then you're like, oh, well, maybe I can do this too. And so the next thing you know, your whole list is gone, or at least some of it. The second thing is exercise. So you may not know where to start on your list, but if that's the case, go exercise. So you'll feel a lot better about yourself and you'll have more energy. If you're just sitting on the couch, you're not going to feel any more energy. You're just going to feel worse. So when you exercise, it also activates your brain, and that helps you to focus on your problems that you were dealing with. There's a book, and it was called Born to Run, and it was about the craziest running athletes ever. And so the author said that if you don't have answers to your problems, after a 4-hour run, then you're not going to find the answers. So we're not saying you need to go on a 4-hour run, but once your mind is convinced itself it can do something and move on, then your body can follow suit, and it makes it easier for your brain to function. The third thing is to allow yourself time to relax and rest. So exercise is good, but there's a big difference between being lazy and resting. Laziness has no purpose. Resting is necessary because it clears your mind and it helps you to tackle the endeavors that you have head on. So maybe you've been working on a project for too long and you're burned out. Maybe you just need to sleep on it and let yourself have some time to rest. And our bodies and our minds need time to rest in order to function. The fourth thing is to get organized. So if your thoughts are a mess, you can scribble it out on a piece of paper. I like to have a list of all the things I need to do so that I can focus on 1 or 2 things, just like they're talking about. So it's easier to organize your thoughts. If you have your thoughts organized, it's easier to feel motivated. And it might be that your area needs to be cleaned up. I know for me, if I go in the kitchen, I can't clean if it's a mess. I got to clean it first. Then I can focus on what needs to be done in order to come up with something to eat, which is not my forte. So even if you don't think it's your problem, it's worth a try. What if taking the time to get organized is exactly what you needed to find the motivation to get going? And the fifth thing is to be aware of your self-talk. And I talk a lot about this in a lot of the videos, but often being lazy is a result of your negative self-talk. So you've convinced yourself there's nothing you can do or that there's too much on your plate and you can't get anywhere with that attitude. So quit putting yourself down and start believing in yourself. Even if you don't feel like it, tell yourself you can do it. Say it out loud. You might want to go to a private place so people don't think you're crazy, but positive self-talk leads to positive thinking, which leads to productive action. So you'll never get anything done if you keep telling yourself you can't do anything. So I found 5 surprising tips to increase your motivation immediately. And if you would like those, shoot me a message and I will get those to you. Thanks.